Hey friends, Anthony here at Floriology again. We're working on the design inspirations for the NAPCO catalog. So what I'm working on right now is this is a really cool new hanging basket that's coming out by NAPCO. Very diverse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize this for some Christmas hanging. This would be great to hang outside of your home, inside your home. I just kind of want to show you a couple little design tricks. So when you have a container like this, there's no bottom. There's no source for holding really a liner or anything. So what I've done is I have just a block of dry foam. And what we're going to do is we're going to create our own container in it. This is a little trick that I learned quite a few years back, and it really works. I've utilized it before. I have a pan of hot glue right here, those hot glue pillows. So what I'm doing is I'm literally bringing this in, getting glue all the way around it. Notice that I'm getting glue up onto the sides. So ultimately what I'm creating here is a little bowl in its own, shall we say, that will hold our water. So what I'm going to do is clean off the bottom a little bit so we don't have too much. So ultimately what we have here is this area, as it dries, is going to seal, and it'll be able to hold a bit of a water source so that way we can work with fresh product. So just to be sure we have all of our ends, everything good, so we have no leakage off of it. And then we just give it a little minute to dry. So what I do is once it starts setting just a few minutes, I actually, while it's still wet, go ahead and put it into the water so it'll soak. And it's not going to hurt it because it'll also help dry that. It's not going to drip off. It's not going to do anything like that because of the chill of the water, even though the water is at room temperature. So we're going to drop it in some water, get it to soak up here. Okay, so we have our block of foam here. So as you see, it's wet. And what we're going to do is we're going to put that right down into here. So now what we have is we have this great secured foam, wet foam, to be able to put fresh product into. So now that we have that in there, it's going to hold. Once I get to a certain point, I'm going to hang this to start creating a design coming out of it. But what I want to do is I want to go ahead and secure this. So I'm going to go ahead and put some greens into it. I'm going to use our juniper here at the top, kind of get it nice and covered up. So the great part of this is it's going to have a really great texture of greens inside. Then I'm going to have some things coming out the bottom of it. So it's going to look really fun. The really cool part is it being open, we'll be able to have those greens coming out. No rhyme or reason, just a nice cluster of juniper on here. Smells so seasonal. Okay. Let's just cut this one down just a little bit. All right, right where I want it to be. So now what I want to do is I want to add a little bit more textures into here, so I'm going to add some pine cones around it. So keep in mind, I want this is going to be hanging up, so I want my pine cones to be down. Even though at this point here we still see this is good because we're going to have greenery coming out of it. So I'm putting my pine cones around. And we'll do one more. All right, so this is where we're going to start out with. We'll go ahead and close this up. This has a great little latch onto it, so it does latch and close here, which is great, and it has a hanger on it. So this is where we're at this point. You can do it fuller, thicker. I just wanted to keep that texture, keep it nice and low. I'm going to use the easel and hang it from, so I can design. Let's get it down here so it's going to swing. All right. So knowing how cedar is a great draping product, I'm going to take our cedar. And as you see, we have all of our foam coming around the edges that we can see really clearly. And I actually want to take that. And this is where we're going to start putting our holiday greens in. Now keep in mind, as you see here, we have that space where the water is going to be secure inside there and hold it so you can water and it'll hold up. This will be great to hang outside. Gotta love something like this at your front door. It'd be so beautiful to welcome your friends. Different levels, different lengths. Work it great here. That stem's just a little stronger. Okay. Now I'm going to take the extra pieces. Like I said before, I like to clip these pieces off. We're just going to get those back in here. Just the smaller ones. Okay. All at the same time, we're truly creating some great visual look here, but we're also using our greenery to cover up our foam, cover our mechanics. It's really important to do that. Loving this look so far. Okay, now that this is where we're at a certain point, coming back in, we still have some foam areas here that are showing. Now we're going to use a different type of green into there. I want to bring in some pine because it has a really nice soft flow as well. It'll give us a little bit of draping, and then we can make a judgment if we feel like we need more. All right, so we have some pine. The nice fullness of the pine will also help camouflage up that foam for us really well, create that extra texture. Pieces, sizes, everything different. Okay, we could actually add more pine, but you know what? I think I want to add a little bit more of a different type of green here. Let's take some noble. The good part of this is you have some great breaks onto it. Instead of the full stem, I want to take off my breaks here. Like I've done before, I just like to grab it and pull it. It's just as easy for me to do that than having to use a stripper or anything. A little faster. Personal preference, I think, there. Okay. So what we're getting, again, great coverage, additional texture. Really liking this look here. These are a really great diverse product. I could also see this with just candles in it. Would look really great hanging year-round even as a succulent planter. Have beautiful pothos in it, or a gorgeous English ivy would be beautiful hanging into it. So the diversity here is really, really great. That's the one fun thing to think about when you're working with different types of NAPCO products is, you know, you can use these in your shop and fresh. You can sell them as a garden type item. So you have a lot of diversity there, which is great. We're almost there. Just a few more sprigs to cover up our mechanics. Keep on double checking. Okay. Now the fun part is you can add other ribbons, accessories to it. You could, customize, of course, the color with different types of ribbons. You could, fill it up with just pine cones and berries or what have you. So the limitation is just what you think. Don't ever limit yourself. The diversity of products available at NAPCO allows you to be able to mix and match different styles together which is a great opportunity to test out what your true style may be. Okay, I think we're about there. And let's cover up that guy right in here. So we may add a little bit more embellishments to it, but here's where we're at. We have a really fun orb of fresh holiday greens, great season, great fragrance, something that would, like I say, make your home smell good, look good, be a great inspiration to create for outside for a great entry. So hope you enjoyed that. Give it a try yourself and don't be afraid for something new. Thanks a lot, my friends.